Hello, everyone, especially ASMR fans. I promised the viewers I would do an ASMR. We'll just try out little snippets. Welcome. If you're here, then great. You found this little video on this little YouTube channel in whatever moment in space and time you're at. The center of the galaxy, center of your living room, live and direct, coming on in. If you're new here, this is just a fun little channel that we have. And this is just an open frequency for our friends that come tonight. So if you're watching later, maybe try checking out some of the other videos pertaining to tarot or anything like that. Okay, we're just going to turn the camera on and see who comes tonight, because that's what we do, and it's enjoyable for us. Hi, Stacy, welcome. Thanks for being the first one here. So it's so sweet that you're here, because I always see you in the chat, toing and froing, coming and going. And it's always just seems to be like I'm into the cards. Maybe I'm off on a ramble. But I see you in the chat, Stacy, and I really appreciate you for being there. How are you? And how's the weather where you're at? What time is it for you? All of these common questions I like to ask, you know. Hey, and that's just lifing at its finest, right? I remember a time where the phone was just stuck on the wall. You had to go to the wall to talk on the phone. and thanks for being a part of the community, Stacy. I wasn't even going to go live tonight, but Oklahoma, that's great. Welcome, Oklahoma. Hey, Gallo. Yeah, open frequency for our friends. Yeah, that's right. That's what we're doing. And I wasn't even going to go live until tomorrow night's program, but I was just feeling this vibe of community so strongly, checking out some of the other chat rooms. Yeah, I'm going to try and focus on the voice thing a little bit, the SMR portion, just because Crafty got me inspired. And yeah, it's just something we can do on a lighter vibe. A lot of times I give a lot of energy to do so many readings for so many people. It's nice to have a community night and just kind of a relaxing night. But you guys that are special and vibe with us, you know, I'll definitely pull a card or two for our friends. Absolutely. So brew a cup of tea, stay a while if you would like. I don't know who's going to show tonight. Each and every show on 99.9 is a little bit different. And we haven't had a true late night Akash in quite a while. And it's Community Appreciation Month. Maybe we could do a week. I'd like to think that the whole Cancer season is going to be there for us to fully immerse in our community, maybe communication too. We'll work through this Mitchery retrograde as we get through it, because it affects our communication, right? Ebony B, welcome. Hey, Ebony B, a general reading is headed your way, because just in the timing and all things on the last program, we saved your flower. I caught it before it fell in the fire. I said, wait, Ebony B has to be here so we can truly enjoy this. And hello, Phyllis, welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. So, as always, these frequencies are driven by you, the viewer. Okay, yeah, thanks for the like. Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll get to that point. We'll see. The readings we won't go too deep. I don't want to get into a series of like 15 or 20, will he come back, or what is P feeling about me? That's not my intention or goal for tonight. But for our friends, I would definitely, I've actually picked up my Akashic deck and would like to give some inspiring messages for spirit and for community tonight. Okay. And I definitely, Ebony, we can do some tarot for you, because we saved that flower. Yeah. Flowing. Cancer season and this element of water. We're coming up to a very powerful new moon. It's going to be a good chance for a lot of people who haven't, kind of given themselves that proverbial kick in the butt lately to get up, to get moving, to get dancing, dancing through life. Stacy's got a phone call. She has to bounce in and out. Totally. Hey, Stacy, would it be okay if I pulled a goddess card for you? Welcome, simple man. Appreciate you for being on the program. This is 99.9, the late night Akash. And we're listening to the sounds of tarot. And we're pulling cards for our friends. Yeah, you're welcome. You're most welcome here. So not a lot of alone time. Oh, yeah. Ebony B, we'll do your general right after we pull a goddess card for Stacy. And Stacy, next time we go live with tarot readings and you're here, I want to make sure we connect. So I appreciate your support. Just being here and watching is more than I could ask for. This is beautiful, Stacy. You've got the goddess Yi, the goddess of the sun. To me, this card for you speaks to expression of self, expression of your intentions, and even could border into expression of desire and ways in which you receive others' expressions. Okay. The energy and the vibrancy and the nurture of the sun is unmatched. Well, maybe Gaia's got her on nurture, but in terms of bright, pure, radiant energy, this goddess is here to let you know that you are a source of that energy. It comes from inside you, and then it ends up all around you, and people become attracted to it, and you can almost go full Doctor Strange and send it out, if you need to. When you're projecting in very benevolent ways. It's okay to project when the intention and the energy is pure, like the sun's rays, and it is very beautiful. It lets me know that your awareness of things that are more beautiful is a resounding piece that can leave you very centered. Okay. And never second guess yourself or worry about how you present, maybe in a room full of people or at a party or anything like that, because the sun never worries about how it presents. Sometimes if there's a few clouds in your way, a few clouds in your coffee, so to speak, don't you worry. It's perpetual. The sun will always return. Okay. So it's just some very beautiful messages for our friend Stacy Hart. Hi, Saruchi. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. It's Community Appreciation Week on 99.9. Okay. And listeners, great. Watchers, great. People begging for tarot readings, great. But an open frequency for our friends, nonetheless. Okay. Hey, that's okay, fellas. We're going to pull cards, and you definitely thank you for your support in the channel. I can pull some cards for you. Absolutely. Absolutely, Phyllis. But Ebony had a super chat on the last program that we weren't able to honor just due to, life being busy, taking phone calls and being here, there, and everywhere. And part of me is because I kind of skipped ahead of her. And I'm sorry, Ebony B. We were busy. We were busy. So Ebony, I would like to give you a choice. No, that's okay. And you're not, Phyllis. The people I'm speaking of, are the people that sometimes I even have to time out because they just go, what was that Finding Nemo movie where they're like, mine, 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 mine. It comes out as like me, me, me. That is those ones. Okay. Because I love doing the free readings for people, but it requires so much energy. And that's why I'm feeling extra compounded to celebrate this air of community. Okay. Because it's the people that come in and vibe and say hi to me and to the other people. Hey, Saruchi. It's like the land before time. When we were just still such a very small channel without any mods. Yeah, Phyllis. And I know I appreciate your contribution the other day, and they resonate for a while. So don't worry if you got a tarot question or something that you would like, we can pull some cards for you. Absolutely. And you don't even have to ask. I think my new format, instead of doing lists or anything like that, is I'm just going to go. And when I feel at a break, I'm going to say something like, did somebody ask me for a reading? I can't remember if somebody asked me for a reading. And then people can chime in. And honestly, you know, I get to press the red button at the end of the day. So I'll pick. I'll know who's vibing hard and be able to feel, right? I'm empathic to the level that I'm open to emotional sharing. I just don't use empathy as a channel to read other people. But when it comes up, it comes up. All right. So Ebony, would you like the Mystic Dreamers Tarot or this Illuminati Tarot deck? You let me know, and we're gonna pull some friends because I appreciate that flower from the other night. Absolutely. Oh, we got some pretty big thunder boomers going on outside too. Hi, 88. Welcome. The Mystic Dreamers. Okay, good choice. Good choice. And you even posted in your super chat that you just wanted a general. I think I remember clearly. So we'll do that for our pal Ebony B. As always, everybody, the Late Night Akash on 99.9 is brought to you by the good people at Thank You Water. Please find it wherever water is. Okay? You bought a huge glass? Yeah, the production team is getting together. They're coming together. We're about to shoot a big commercial for the Thank You Water. I'm excited for it. Yeah. Maybe we'll get some mugs. Do the whole YouTuber thing, like get them inscribed on mugs, and then we can send them out. That'd be fun. But they'd have to be really classy. I would never merchandise like it would have. They'd have to be very quality for me to want to do it. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. I'm gonna go ahead and read a general for Ebony, and then we're gonna go for Phyllis because people have stuff. They like answers. So, Phyllis, for sure. Thanks again. The big water tanker. Yeah, just something quality, something really nice that you wouldn't be toting it around like an Nalgene. You'd just want to set it up on the mantle, or just have it in a space where it's like you could practically use it. You could nice thick glass. You could put like coffee in if you wanted to, or just keep it purely for water. Would be great. Okay. All right, Ebony B, I'm going to cut your cards now. And as tradition on 99.9, I want to wish you all the best in all things. Peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, resourcefulness came out tonight. Health. Okay? Absolutely. Okay, Ebony B, let's see what's going on here. You might be worried a little bit about the distance, the seeming distance between you, fulfillment, and success. It might seem like a bit of a pipe dream lately. You're putting in a lot of work, but deep down in your desires of what you want in this life and from your heart. And it can be overwhelming to you, I feel sometimes. But there's a strong cornerstone card in your reading. This is up in your heart chakra energy. And this is very beautiful, Ebony B. Whatever your concern might be at this time about this fulfillment and success things, I think you're good to recognize that, some of it is cosmic disillusionment and others of it is a future in your life that we're not always meant to know the fine details of if, how, who, when, and where. But your heart knows this, and your heart wants you to settle in to feeling that the success and the fulfillment arrives in teeny tiny little increments each and every day. Whether it's that deep breath, that sigh of relief, that eye-opening thing that you see, when you allow it in to that heart level, and when you see these things with a balanced heart, You're very good, Ebony, at not labeling good or bad, you know, that sort of thing. Just for what it is. Obviously, the good things are good, and the not so things, But on the subtle levels, it's very nice to have Temperance card up in your heart, 14 major arcana. It lets me know that nothing really groundbreaking or earth shattering is going to be coming in the next little bit. I have a feeling though you're waiting on news. Okay, it could be about a relationship. I feel from these cards that you might have put a lot into perhaps pursuing or making it known your interest in somebody, but maybe nothing happened, or it wasn't received, okay, or sent back. And this for you is kind of like got that feeling of it where it was like it kind of set you down a little bit. Something there was a cause of a loss of you feeling a little bit less liberated, a little bit less free as of late, whatever that could be. Ultimately, you're fair to yourself. There's a strong attraction there, okay? But it just seems as though, an effort wasn't made by the other party, okay? This is a two-part harmony. That's what it's supposed to be. The Justice card is up there in your creative centers as well. It's asking you to say, maybe we need to do just some final steps, just a few final steps to balancing out our walk or our creative spin on life, even what you do in a day that makes you feel good, like you again, right? Not that you've experienced a huge loss of self, I feel, but it's like, I feel like as of late, like there could have been like some communication issues, right? Maybe the city or the town you live in, sometimes you feel like, wow, I feel a lot different, or I feel like, tough to find resonant energies around you based on population and geographics, demographics, all those kinds of things. Okay. And not that I'm concerned, M&EB. Ten of Pentacles is generally a very good card. You see the success in your vision. You know what you want out of life. The heart lets me know it's so. And the Ten of Pentacles up in your third eye means that you have the spiritual gifts to vision in order to make it happen. But this is about some very circular and balanced energy. This is about voiding old karmas, telling yourself and telling the universe, hey, no, I paid that debt in full. Or, what came around went around, and what went around came around already. I'm not going to be tied to this anymore, okay? Because it does. It has that feeling like you're Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh out in the woods, and you've been following footprints, but they keep, leading you around in a circle. And you're like, wow, Pooh, we just went in a big circle. We're right back to where we started, even though the vision, the footprints were right there, the blueprints, the schematics, the vision was right there. But you ended up going around in a big circle, right? And it just could have been there. I mean, there could have been a few distractions in the everyday life, all that glitters is gold. How much is that doggy in the window? All that kind of stuff. But Ebony B, you're going to be just fine through this. Sometimes we have to, when we're having those visions and we're aligning those visions to our feeling of fulfillment, sometimes it has to be less of a mental process, and it just goes back into a heart center energy, right? So like I said, that little thing when you're out in the day makes you open your eyes, or that sigh of relief when, old farty McButtface leaves the room finally and stops talking, or whatever it is. Those are the mini blessings to you can stand right in the here and now and feel in your I am blessed, right? Okay, Ebony B, infinite blessings on that general reading. 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Temperance. You're at a mini chapter. You're like at a big page break in an exciting novel. Just, when you're on that last sentence and you're like something big's about to drop right before you turn that page. And it'll happen pretty quick, okay? We'll worry about that 9 of Cups more emotional experiences, more memories. All that good stuff is meant to come your way, because you're not sitting back relaxing. You got a vision of it. So maybe those same old footprints, it's time to look at it. Head into the hospital. Okay, Ebony B. Was it you that had family in town? All the best, Ebony B. To you and yours, okay? All right. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. And now we have Phyllis Green on the super chat line. Thanks for being on the program, and thanks everyone to come. Fridley and Christina L. I wasn't going to go live till tomorrow. I know I said it, but free will is an amazing thing, and I was feeling the community just love, I guess, is all I could say on Crafty's program. He even got me inspired to talk a little bit quieter and throw one of our old-fashioned Akashic parties for our community, for our tribe, and for our friends. Okay. Stacy. The one with the squiggly tail. Right? He's amazing. I felt he had staying power. He was so connected, I think, because he was overtired, and he was just able to pick up on such amazing energies, such really good stuff. But I had to go to sleep. I wonder if the sun came up here before he ended his stream. I should go back, check. Okay. Yep. And Phyllis, this is just this program. This program is one of many that occurs on this channel. We're like a network affiliate of TWBXY 99.9 in Houston, Oklahoma, San Antonio, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and all points east of Houston. And even sometimes on a cold, clear night up here in Canada. So, like the Legends of Tarot, we like to be loud and have fun and Tarot-oki. Tarot. And then tomorrow night is the midnight special. And when you see late night Akash, especially the traditional ones, it's like, those are for our friends. Those are for our tribe. It doesn't say live tarot in the title. It's just for us. And I wanted to throw an old-fashioned party like this for community. Cancer season, Community Awareness Week. Okay. Big big new moon coming up. A good time for people to get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Okay, Phyllis, I'm going to go back to your super chat and read the question now. And Phyllis wants to know what Spirit has to say to me and a goddess card. Yes, absolutely. That's a beautiful format. That's what we like to do. Okay. I said when I started the program, I was shuffling with this Akashic deck. And so we're going to go there for spiritual messages for you, Phyllis Glenn. Sorry if I've been calling you Phyllis Green. Phyllis Glenn, sorry. And then, yes, definitely a goddess card. Yeah. Saruchi, Fridley. Yes, so cool. And thanks, everyone, for being here. Yes, Gallo, anytime. Maybe it's just my eyes, though, how it was like. Maybe just the length of the word and color is just so common, Mellow yellow. Was it Mean Joe Green? Phyllis Glenn. Absolutely. Hi, Hanifa. Hi, Hanifa. Benita. Hi, welcome, Benita. 2 jobs. Oh, Fridley. Big hugs, big high fives. Okay. I've been there. So our focus now is on Phyllis Glenn, just on a message from Spirit, from our Akashic deck. Okay. And thanks for coming tonight, everyone. Just having a chilling time. Oh, and I saw Hippie Chick sneak in there, I think, too. Hi, Hippie Chick. A hard man is good to find. No, wait. I got that backwards. A good man is hard to find. All right. Feel these are well shuffled for you, Phyllis. Let's see what comes out. Oh, yes, indeed. All right. This is called the Two of Scrolls, which is the earth energy with it. And this card is entitled Two Words, Two Worlds. It is two words, but it's two worlds, okay? And can be about like our perceptions. This can very much be about like, what can words really do when they are totally there just to be, sometimes polar opposites in the same word, or sometimes polar opposites in the two worlds, in one world. You ever heard that old expression, Phyllis, the other side of the coin? That which is like completely unseen and opposite to kind of like all that you know and all that you've ever experienced. It's not like shadow or dark or anything. It's just more like on a subtle level, it's like hindsight is always 2020. And this world we live in, maybe you're at a place where it's like you are waking up and you're realizing that your experience, your present day life and what you're waking up to beyond that could be a bit of a tough transition. Sometimes you have to make conscious choices about how much appreciation and time you're spending on something that is a little bit less, I guess what they would say by like society's normal standards as productive, but something that's more enjoyable to you. Okay. The story of the two worlds here is really like kind of the story of the Two of Pentacles, or what the Tao would call the 10,000 things. Perhaps you have like a big sewing kit out in front of you, or like a hobby and there's bits and pieces, or like maybe you do beadwork or something and you have all these tiny little things around, and you kind of like got to keep organizing them because this room has got a little bit cluttered, but it's good. It's chaos theory. You know exactly what you find exactly what you need when you need it in all of that. Okay. And if this is something that you enjoy, I would strongly urge a message to you to find out and research the most you can in terms of sustainability of that task which you love, that can help you negate the things that society tells you that you have to do and that you need to go there, and that this is the way it must be, so that you can have a lot more peaceful and enjoyable experience while you're here on Gaia. Okay. Next up is card 7 of Keys, and this card is called the Ascent. And I know you asked about, where is a good man in my life? Maybe he's a mountain man. Maybe he's a brawny kind of guy. Maybe not, though. Maybe you could be attracted to artists. Doesn't have to be a climber. But this Ascent is about the beacon. It's about the fire inside that can also shine. It can act as a point of attraction for you. Okay. It's not easy to get up there, but once you are, you say, hey, it's beautiful to get up there again, right? Maybe this is just a favorite place that you like to go to get a bird's eye view on things. A little drive out to, just a fresh little spot where you can like pack a lunch and you feel safe, and, you just go and you say, ultimately, wow, look at me with a foot in two worlds, the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Stillness, it's a big old planet. Stillness sometimes is just like around the corner, and you can get there and it can be like completely refreshing, right? So it's kind of nice. And as you work your way through the things I just mentioned, the climb towards getting there to having the positive alignment of your, passionate vocation to a sustainable way of support so that you don't falter, so that you don't fall, that you're always climbing up. I think the word for you, we said resourcefulness in the well-wishing, is like it's beneficial to you. It's always progressive. The ascent is always progressive. Then up here you have Queen of Keys, okay? And the keys in this deck, I think, are the airs. No, these are the swords. So these are the air signs, okay? Oh, no, sorry. These are the wands. I'm not 100% familiar with the symbol. I know there's 4 suits, but I just love the imagery, and I'll usually go on that, okay? Yeah, look at that. Open view. There's an elevated point of perception. So this could be through spiritual awakenings. This also could just be you physically going to a place where you're getting a broader perspective on things, or research is allowing you to view things in a much more wide and open and broader concepts, maybe than what people in your community or at your job would have you do, where you're like, no, I think outside. I'm Phyllis Glenn. I think outside the box, and I think about the big picture, right? And it's resonant, and it can serve you very well. All right. So, Phyllis Glenn, those will be some messages from Spirit, and we'll go ahead and pull a goddess card for you. And that was awesome. This deck, I love the imagery in this deck. I should spend more time with it, really. But yeah. Welcome, D Lovely and Hanifa. We're just gonna pull a goddess card for Phyllis Glenn. Okay. It's Community Appreciation Week. I want to say month. We'll see if we get through a week. If the vibe is still strong, then we'll turn it into a month of community appreciation. Yeah, some nice cards. That Ascent card is especially nice. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I was over to see Fridalee on our live stream, and I went to see another one of our friends, Divine Warrior, Love and Light Warrior Tarot. And I stumbled in, and I just went in with the attention. And so I gave the video a like, and I said hello and sent a super chat. And then the ladies there, they told me, they said, you've come into a chat room that is filled with young single women. And I went, oh, I literally did that. Oh, and I blushed a little, and I was just kind of like, send a few emojis and said a few words. And then this Scorpio was like, I was like, I gotta go. And then she was rocking her live stream. She's really good. She has such a fun energy over there. Okay. And a couple other shout outs. Quantum Tarot 42. I think it's Love Tribe. Quantum 42 Tarot. Crafty Tarot. You guys know the Crafty? I was loving it last night. That was such a good vibe on that stream. Fridalee, Land of Tarot. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Oh, there it is right there. Tarot and Truth. Fridalee, Land of Tarot and Truth. Okay. And not to forget Soul Illumination. Tati Taurus. Yvette and the Secret of Mana Tarot. Although I think that channel is still very, very, very small. Yes, we sure are, Phyllis. We sure are. Oh, a Little P is here. Welcome, Little P. Welcome to the Late Night Akash. Okay. Are you ready, Phyllis? Do you got your goddess? Do you got your goddess ready to meet your goddess for today? Oh, my goodness. Whoa. Whoa. Phyllis. It's Patricia Parker. It's Spider-Woman, the conscious co-creator. Look at that. See all that red and that root chakra energy? I feel this is a really nice time for you to go deep within. And I don't know if you meditate a lot. Perhaps you do some yoga. Perhaps you may have some tough time finding time for that. Okay. But this co-creator is asking you to say, hey, in order to get to this place, let's walk in surety. Okay. A spider's usually pretty certain of wherever it's going. If it needs to stop because it senses that something much bigger or like an elephant might step on little spider, right? It'll stop and just freeze and be like, nope. So this is about you finding control in terms of your surety, letting go of worry, letting go of anything that you feel that you lack. You might ask yourself, if you feel that you lack it, well, why do I need it? Who told me that I needed that in order to be happy? When did I begin to believe that I needed that in order to be happy? And then with that knowledge, you go forward with that level of surety. And when Source, your higher self, your angelic guides, the universe senses that you have that sense of surety in your repertoire, that's when you can actually start to see quick turnarounds on your intentions, on your manifestations, of all that stuff. She's really cool. She's really wise. She's really clever. It's a Spider-Woman. Okay. Look at that. It's okay to be a little bit mysterious. Don't you worry about that. If anyone ever comes down on you, Phyllis Glenn, and says, you're too mysterious. You're too much of a mystery. You need to be, no, keep it. Keep it, okay? All right, Phyllis. It's great to have you on the program. And thanks for being here. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I'd be J. Jonah Jameson with desk pounding action. Damn it, Parker, get me those photos. Sorry, we're supposed to be ASMR. I'll try and keep a lid on it. Thank you, Phyllis. Okay. And speaking of thank you, let's speak of the water. It's the special water with the anti-aging formula in it. You all know the name by now. If you don't know me by now. Welcome, Rebecca. Thank you. It is. It's so good. It's so good. We are all in this together. And keep your stick on the ice. And if the ladies don't find you handsome, they can at least find you handy. Welcome, Karen V. Yeah, I had a little bit of arachnophobia too, frittily, for a time. And I live in a place where like the biggest spider we get is maybe like that big, not like that big. It's really like an instant point of stillness with that spider, isn't it? It's good. Once I had this really terrible week at work. We were pipelining for water. It wasn't for oil. It was for water. We were pipelining, and we were putting steel pipe in the ground. We had a welder. He was on the back chain, and I was like a crew leader. And as the welder was putting the pipes together, we were taking the pipe and hauling it down into the earth. And this one time I reached back and I put my forearm on a fresh hot weld. This is like sizzling hot. And I got like burns all over my arms. It was crazy. There was like tar stuck in there and stuff. But anyways, that was just kind of a lead up. And I was like, ouch. Exactly. That's what I said. Right? I was like, ouch. And so anyways, I took a day off to go and get some bandages and clean it all out and take care of it. And I feel very blessed. It like barely even scarred, but it was like right down to the dermis. And I just get back to work and I'm doing my thing, doing something different, all happy. And then that the afternoon, my hand swole up to the size of a softball on the other arm. And I didn't know what happened. So I had to go back to the doctor. And she said, I think you got bit by a spider. And I said, really? And by this time, you couldn't even see my fingers. It was just like a big glob of jelly. But yeah, all within 1 week, this all happened. It was kind of neat. And since then, it's just kind of such appreciation for our community. Even the little reward that I get to take by telling you guys a story, that it's there's meaning to the things that you want to have meaning to. I feel that that's a very powerful message in that co-creation part 2, or what they always talk about, the law of attraction, right? If it has meaning to you, then allow it to have meaning to you, and then allow it to be meaningful, right? Very neat stuff. All right. So that's really good. We'll get back to the shufflings and the super vibes on 99.9. We'll move to another deck here. We're staying with the softer decks. Okay. And I had a little synchronicity in my mind last night too, after I clicked off of the stream. I have this one deck. It's called the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We kind of been nicknaming it Falcor and taking it with very aloof energy as of lately. But because it's not really a traditional tarot, it has 81 cards. And I was like, 81? And then it reminded me, the Tao Te Ching has 81 chapters. And so now I'm at that point where it's I want to rest into that knowledge, just that knowledge, and see if any other synchronicities with 81 occur. And if they don't, within a little amount of time, I want to do some research about the number 81. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. D Lovely has come into the room. Thanks, D Lovely. It's Community Appreciation Week. Maybe month. Cancer got me all kinds of happy. I have little ups and downs. I have little spurts. Did Gallo come back yet? Gallo was in and then Gallo was out. Oh, and All Natural Rebecca. When I said your name, All Natural Rebecca, this card came out, flipped out of the deck. And this has been showing up quite a bit when we've been tapping into this deck. It's card number 26. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Right. This is a nice little shielding technique that you can use when you're doing anyone in the room, okay? And maybe especially for Rebecca. When you're doing your vision work, when you're doing your Akashic work, guided meditations, visions, anything of that nature, and just relate it back to another little story or thing that serves me. I don't like to do that too much, but hey, we're vibing. I like to envision my place on the beach, and sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit, overwhelmed by shadow or darkness or wonder or mystery or loneliness, one of the little practices I do in my visioning is I imagine myself sitting on the beach, and then all of these light shields. I have a stack of old time medieval light shields, and I stab them down into the sand and I put them all around me, like Crafty did with the mirrors that time. And I just feel, I said, All I know is that I've set a little intention that I would be safe, that I would be protected, and that nothing can come my way, so that the darkness would ever be beyond a place where I could relax into it because it's warm. It's like when people talk about love and light in the new age, they forget the warmth of the darkness, the shield of the Archangel Michael. It's not something to run from. It's not something to be afeared of. And I said it purposefully that way. You don't have to be afeared of it, okay? Because in part it's yours. We can't have any of that light energy without the contrast. It's yin and yang at the point of oneness, the darkness and the light. So be at cause, okay? Because you're the one holding those two up, right? So that's kind of cool. All right. Good, Rebecca. That's good. So be at cause. I really don't know what that means just yet. Still learning. Still a student. Be at cause. Yeah, it shows up physically, right? Yeah. We're climbing a mountain. Yeah. I think you're right, Rebecca. I think you're right. Hello, Jasika. Welcome to the program. What you have here is a tiny little corner of the matrix where like-minded people come to share their appreciation for one another and love, and we spit a lot of tarot. Okay? That's what's going on. It's 99.9, the Late Night Akash, brought to you by the good people at Thank You Water. Welcome, Ange. Hey, Ange, you let me know if there's anything you would like in regards to cards or reading, because it's Community Appreciation Week, and you are definitely a valued member of our community, and a loved member of our community. Okay. Okay. Cool, Jasika. Well, welcome. And we put SMR in the title. Christina and some of the others inspired me to take it down a notch. Just take it down a notch. If you would like. We're vibing out. If you would like an oracle, Ange, for sure. Even be willing to read from the guidebook for you. Some real soft whispers. That's good. Yeah, be with it. The high energy. Know the high, but stick to the low. Nice. That's a cool idea, Fridley. Absolutely. Okay. And I have the Sacred Rebel Oracle deck in my hand, so we can start there. You got two, Ange. That's so funny this comes up. Just uncanny how this comes up. Okay. Collaborative dreaming. So our community, we're kind of like 3D, 4D, and 5D. This collaborative dreaming. Just when the stream stops, just when we turn it off, doesn't mean that our love and our energy sharing needs to stop. Heck, I think of you guys multiple times on the daily when I'm doing the most random of things, right? I remember something that somebody said in a chat that gives me a moment of strength, our inspiration that allowed me not to like absolutely lose it and, do something I regret. It's nice. It's collaborative dreaming. This is about soul family for you as well, I feel, Ange Whitney. Maybe not just this tribe, but this is like your soul family connecting and coming through. Okay. Children of the stars, star seeds. You may know someone in your life that is like, you're fully aware that they're a star seed, or perhaps what they call a walk in, or somebody whose awakening completely took you by surprise. And now you're like, well, where does this all stand? Okay. Collaborative dreaming, connecting through things like dreaming and visioning and all that. This other card here, 21, this is the same image that's printed on the backs of all of this entire deck, which is kind of weird. I thought for that to be that way, but I guess it's what it's meant to be. And it's a very elaborative, beautiful, expressive, and infinite card. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Alignment of heart and mind energy, right? The field, you hear us speak of it often on this channel, Ange, about the field of unlimited potentiality. That's what's going on all around there, right? The DNA is growing and assessing the entire universe, the home, the self, the person. And then it gives you that creative control to align into potentialities. After some meditation, of course. Again, the person in this card is in a very dreamlike state, right? In this collaborative dreaming. Maybe this is about the connections. This is maybe you opening up more spiritual avenues or dreaming of different places. Okay. Could be you as well, traveling to different places. Those beautiful moments where we finally get monkey mind to sleep. You finally put monkey mind to bed, and then we feel it, the heartbeat. What the heck is that? What is that? What is beating my heart right now? Is that me? Is that, is that the cell phone tower down the road that does that? What is it that's beating that heart? Why does it do it? Beyond science, beyond our understanding, because you approach it with that more awake perspective. Something really is beating my heart. It must be me. It's got to be me. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And we're talking D now, not, 5. Yeah, and 5G. Definitely Ralph Smart over at Infinite Waters, Diving Deep. He had a great video. And he let me know, and I want to pass the wisdom on to you because the wisdom's always in the room. Okay? He said, get these, the quartz crystal, and if you can find it, even unrefined, maybe you live in a beautiful place like Arizona where you can just pick it up off the ground. You don't even have to pay for it. If you can have this out and in your environment, especially if you live in a larger center where 5G is coming in and coming through, it acts as like a diffuser. Okay. You can even keep a little bit with you in your handbag or your pocket if you want. Okay. But that's just one thing he mentioned from a helpful place. Okay. As we have love and gratitude for you, Ange, thank you so much. Nice. Adam and Eve. Welcome, Eve. Our resident beach chef, Chef Boyardee. No, wait. Chef Eve. Good evening, Eve. That's great. So, yeah. Yeah. I was even like, I was looking at like, the rewards programs you get with certain like cards and things and stuff you do. Well, I realized like over a long time, I built up quite a significant amount of points through loyalty and transactions. And so, unbeknownst to me, I had all these points. So I looked at the online thing to see what I could redeem my points for, and one of them was for a light therapy, like a thing where it's like you put the light on like a night light, but it's like the light will like it moves and you're meant to like breathe in time with the light. I was like, well, that's an interesting idea because I've never actually been to one of the clinics that has the actual light therapies going on, and I don't know of any personal testimonials of people that have actually been to those. They're relatively new, especially where I'm at. So, oh, I didn't get it. I'm the type of person I have to buy things in person. They get mad at me because sometimes I'm at the hardware store and I'm ripping it out of the box, being like, I have to know that this is exactly what I want. Oh, nice. So that's growing. It's getting out there. Oh, maybe I need to go to Lowe's. We have Lowe's here north of the 49th parallel as well. That's good. That it's just like community, right? The more it can grow, the more we can get the word out there. It's really great. All right. Wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel treated with appreciation, Fridley. That can be tough to find in those kinds of environments. So it's great that there's people around you as well. I know you wouldn't be there if it was anything less, but that's great. Yeah, Steve, it's a true Akash program. I wasn't intending on going live tonight, but I really got feeling this sense of appreciation of our community, all the new channels, all the channels that support each other and allow the energy to flow back and forth between them. Um, you know, Shared subscriber base, all that stuff. These chat rooms, when they light up with feeling and wisdom and authenticity, it was just like making my heart glow yesterday and all day today. And so I was like, well, a late night of Kosh is what it's needed because I enjoy just opening up the frequency so that we can all just get together. Like I mentioned to Stacy and some of the others off the start, tonight's not my intention. It's not the time to do, 30 mini readings for will P come back and how does M feel about me and, is my ex doing this or that? I don't mind doing that, and we definitely have a special time and place to do that, but it's not tonight. And that's good. That's a good thing. Oh, that's great. You got a hug on a bad day. Oh yeah, that's good. Can help. Right? Michael rowed the boat ashore. Tingaleo. Oh, and speaking of tingles, I promised a little bit of SMR tonight for everybody. So just we might get a few whispers. That's great. And everybody, a big shout out to All Natural Rebecca. I appreciate things like, natural mosquito repellent. I love do it yourself. All that stuff. There's just a wealth of inspiration to do some of these things, And so big shout out to All Natural Rebecca for what's going on over there. And Fridley Land of Tarot and Truth. Again, I really enjoyed my stay with you and Soul Illumination earlier in the day yesterday. You know, you had a great way of picking up my spirits. So that's great. For sure. Just in case of people that are watching, you know, I always tell people, you know, hang out with the readers that you resonate with or that at least you enjoy. Because, you know, welcome, Cole Miss. Thanks for being on the program. Oh, yeah, for sure, Fridley. I'm a big flirt. But then when I was at Divine Love and Light Woke Warrior Tribe today, they said, you've come into a chat room that's full of single young ladies. And I went, oh, really? And my scurry little Scorpio self just went and hid under a rock. And again, such beautiful microdots. You all look so beautiful in your microdots. A Rudy Mood, Rudy Tooty Tushy, Rudy Tooty. But it's good. I really enjoy Divine and Cult of Destiny Tarot. I hope we see Yvette. I can't wait for some more programming out of the Secret of Mana Tarot. Keep this community just absolutely bumping. And Hippie Chick, are you still here, Hippie Chick? Yeah, rowdy. Rowdy. Getting a little rowdy. You know. Yeah, when it comes to spells, Steve, I can't do it either. Yeah, the Discover Channel. Where's the old community? Colemas, people definitely have come and gone. Benita was here. We did a program, I think last Thursday, and it blew my mind. Like Brianna was there, and Benita came. You know, welcome, Freddie. Thanks for coming and joining us tonight. It's Community Appreciation Week on 99.9, and we're kicking it off on a Thursday night with the Late Night Akash. This is an older program that used to air on this channel. It still does sometimes. It's for those nights where we know that there are things that are more beautiful. Oh, Steve, I wanted to let you know as well. I checked out that video you sent me on esoteric astrology, and it was so fitting for that particular time that I watched it. I learned so much in a short amount of time from that gentleman. I wish I could remember his name. But it hit at such a synchronistic time because, you know, somebody was arguing points of traditional astrology, and I thought, wow, how much better I feel sometimes about astrology when I don't identify with it. Catch the rhythm of astrology, or as that gentleman mentioned, in a very educated way about the esoteric side of astrology. Oh, and Miyoshi, welcome. Miyoshi, you're here. So good to see you here. Sending lots of love, Miyoshi. We put SMR in the title tonight. Just for fun. The beach is open. We got a fire going. Hey, actually, let's get a fire going. Eve is here. So treat yourself to a snack. Okay? If you got, brew a cup of tea. Go grab your most favorite furry, cuddly friend and bring them over on the couch with you or the bed or wherever you're relaxing and doing your thing. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just for a time. We got to put a highlight. We got to put the spotlight on community. Community. I need to, what's another word for thesaurus? I need to think of some more synonyms for community. And feel free to chime into the chat if anybody knows a good synonym for community. Washing Spider-Verse. Oh, that's okay. Phyllis just pulled a beautiful card of the Spider-Woman. See what flavors. Oh, yeah, that's good. My little person and I just destroyed a huge mountain of spaghetti earlier. Feeling actually quite like, ooh, it was a lot. As it usually is with spaghetti. Good thing I have lots of water. Our sponsors are kind. They're like, as long as you're promoting the product, as long as you're living life in appreciation, you can have as much as you want. And it's great that way. Thank you so much. Yeah. Big shout out to the moon. It's conjunct with Uranus today. And it's going to be new or no moon on, I think, the 3rd, 2nd or 3rd. I forgot already. But it's a powerful one coming up. It's going to be a good time to get up and stand up. To go do the 2nd. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Should be a fun one. Yeah, and the eclipse. That's right. I'm feeling blessed. I get to leave just afterwards. No screens, no tarot cards for 2 days. Just gonna go and be in nature and party. Good luck, Friddly. Yes. That's okay. Sign on the dotted line. It'll work out. Thanks, Christina. Christina and Steve, you guys let me know if I'm okay with it, or if you guys are okay with it. I wouldn't mind pulling a Rebel Oracle card for Steve and for Christina and for Eve as well. Definitely needs one. Rebecca and D Lovely, definitely, as the program goes on. We're going to try and get around to everyone like we always do. It's kind of counterintuitive, isn't it, Steve? Right. Oh, hi, Katie. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. We're having our Community Appreciation Week. We're kicking it off tonight. Sacred Rebel card for Steve coming up. And thanks for that trust, Christina. Talking about that, kind of a reoccurring theme this week about the structure that trust creates. It's all around us. You trust yourself to go to the top of a skyscraper. You can trust yourself to, for some of you, maybe get on a roller coaster. Look at that structure. What's done with love? What's done with thoroughness? You know? What is done to the best of your ability? And where does trust fall on that line, right? Is it something that you do sometimes without thinking? Is it sometimes something that you have to put a lot of thought into in order to be able to do it? I mean, discernment is important. Trust comes back to our creative control, right? You should be the center of your experience. Okay, it's not greedy. It's not wrong as long as you're not projecting anything bad. You're only projecting benevolent things. It's definitely not wrong to be at the center of your experience. You got it? You trust my dog. Put us on for your dog, D Lovely. We're interstellar and we're interspecies at 99.9. The anti-aging, yeah. No more money on those expensive creams. And trusts. Oh my goodness, Steve. That's incredible. That is incredible. Look at what card you pulled here. Card number 2, inner trust. Wow. Synchronicity is just rolling. Okay. See the hood on this beautiful person? This can be symbolic. Sometimes it feels comfortable in your favorite hoodie to just pull up the hood and, you get that little extra, subtle sense of like, I'm bathed in comfort. I'm relaxed. I'm protected. Okay. Inner trust and sometimes inner not trusting is that talisman that brings about that comfort. And the hood is very symbolic. Again, to me, I feel of the eclipse. Okay. There's amount of focus in it. And as well, that air of mystery or that protection that, hey, if I'm not ready to reveal it, then no one's going to force that out or no one's going to be able to look in if I don't want them to. It's kind of coming back to that protective piece again. This inner trust is very nice. Sometimes it's one of those things where there's like a big scary thunderstorm going on outside and, D Lovely's puppy is shaken. But you just trust, It can't be more than what you can handle if you've already put it into perspective. Because I feel even though we're talking about structure that is being born out of trust, sometimes trust is born out of perspective. If we are lied to, or if we get told the wrong thing, or if somebody presented something as their personal truth and tried to project it onto us, we have this as a resource. We have our perception as a resource, and then we transform it into inner trust, and then we transform that inner trust to outer trust, and then that outer trust can be transformed by community into structure and valuable structure. Okay? So just a message coming out there for Steve and definitely for the community, for the whole room, because we were just talking about it. It's unreal. It's cool stuff. Funny things happen on this channel. This program maybe not so much, but it's cool that the synchronicities happen. Some amazing things happen on the programs sometimes. Okay. This program, the whole dang network, the frequency that we broadcast on is all brought to you by we get sponsors or our benefactors, our, fuel for our light ships. We got a lot of good products out there. Thank you, air. Thank you, light. Thank you, Thank you, water is the one that they've definitely helped us out with. So that's good. And thank you so much. All right. All right. Just a word. Yeah. That's true. That's so true, Steve. The show of appreciation. Exactly. And it's nice because it's one of those unique, personal, infinite things that we all have, right? Our sense of trust, our perception, very unique, personal, and infinite to us and in our own journey. And when we can come in together in a community, we're appreciative of the sharing. Okay, for Christina next. Okay, gonna stay with this same deck. Feels good. Definitely feels good. Man, Crafty was so tired. I feel he was super in the zone though. Crafty was in the pocket. He was like sleep deprived and absolutely firing on all cylinders, giving some amazing messages. It was 7 hours? Wow. That's incredible, Ange. I couldn't last. I had to go for a little nap. Man, the thunder is booming outside. Absolutely. Bowling in heaven. When the angels go bowling. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up. It came again, Christina. I don't know how much more I can speak to this particular oracle card. Perhaps it's best if I read it from the guidebook. And I don't know. Oh yeah, I think I have the guidebook here. The whole studio's crashing on her. Yeah, I've got the guidebook. So let's do that. Because this card has been popping out like crazy this week. And I've spoke to it a few times or once already tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and read the guidebook. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. Yeah, for Christina, for Steve, for Ange, for Eve, for Naomi and Fridley and just D-Lovely and everybody in the community. Okay. We'll shout out the tarot channels again real soon. And Rebecca, yeah, we won't forget. The number on this card is 26. Okay. I think that's an 8. Can't remember last time I checked. 26 was an 8. All right, for Christina. Dear Christina, this moment in your life requires great courage. Fortunately, you possess that in bucket loads. You are being asked to allow yourself to be lifted out of one level of known reality into the next level of higher voltage reality. Higher voltage reality requires a more absolute trust and a heart that is surrendered into the greater heart of the universe so that life can happen to us, through us, and with us more quickly, more radically, and more beautifully and more boldly. You are now being invited into this new reality where things happen quickly and according to bold, loving optimism. This is a reality not only of potential, but of manifestation of the great big cosmic yes. To access this reality, you have to leap from known waters, and others may think you are crazy for doing so. You have to leave behind the dark, weighty grip of hesitation, procrastination, second guessing, and the belief that you have to do everything on your own. How will you be safe in the wild electrical pulse of such aliveness? How will you function without the hazy, sleep-inducing paralysis of playing it safe, taking too long and placing lesser priorities above your sacred art of life? How will you hold yourself back if you don't hold on to fear? You do not need to worry about such things. Life is wild, but also wise. It is a force of startling, raw awakening at times, but it is also the natural process of evolution, where all things mature according to the seasonal cycle in right timing. You are a part of, not apart from, that process. Okay. So D's cards. It's pretty good. All right. Wow. Okay, so that was fun. We're going to switch back over to a softer deck again. She's our Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again with the Star Wars references. Oh, you're most welcome. This is going to be one of the shorter streams tonight too, everyone. I'm kind of just like in recharge mode, getting my batteries recharged, hoping to have a fun time on the midnight special tomorrow night. We'll go for about another hour, if that's okay with everybody. And, hopefully somebody else in the community will be on too, because I love jumping in there in the chat with you guys. It's great. You were bowling with the angels. I need sleep too. Okay, Eve, with your permission, I'd like to go ahead and pull a card for you as well. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Thunder is giving her. Maybe the storm will get closer and we'll get some big pows. I love you guys. I'm so happy that we're vibing together, we're jiving together, and making it happen. And the next time Crafty does the YMCA on live stream, I hope I'm there. $0.99 per game after 9 p.m. Really? Oh, that's cool. 99 cents per game, not even per frame. That's great. We pay ridiculous prices for bowling up here. They got us by the bowling balls. And Phil Collins. Welcome to the artist formerly known as Taro. Very nice to have you here. Miyoshi. Very nice to have you here as well. Okay. This we're going to pull a card for Eve. It's community appreciation. Whoa, very nice, Eve. You've pulled Athena, the goddess of knowledge. Look, she's got Mr. Owl there on her shoulder, right? Able to see through all of that mundane, ticky-tacky, wackadoodle things that go on around you, Eve. It's very nice. You seem to have this level of permanence to you, unshakability, unmoving. Maybe that just comes from my knowingness of, that you work in a kitchen in a very fast-paced environment. Okay. But your knowledge there and your, it can be like, knowledge is it has a funny way of like establishing you in and like, keeping you grounded and remaining unmoved by the sometimes weird actions and intentions of other people, because your knowledge instantly denies it or instantly silences it. Anything that comes into your energy or into your path that is not serving your highest good, that is acting as a distraction, you're quick to slay it, to just like throw it on the ground. This has a very like Queen of Swords type feel to her with Athena. It's like, I'm not going to take no crap because I got the knack. I got the A+. Your BS radar is working perfectly, right? And then, and in that, but That's more your isness, your wisdom. This is about more about your knowledge. I feel Athena is there with you when you're like out dealing with people, in a challenging or competitive or place. But in terms of your spiritual teaching, that you have no troubles. You're grounded in that. You have no trouble with that at all. Okay. It's very nice. See it there. Okay. And again, it lets me know that, there's a point of attraction through your wisdom too. People are attracted to that knowledge, to your isness. It's like, when beauty is only skin deep, some people possess this window to others that, the beauty you're seeing on the outside is you're going to get it tenfold if you ever want to come in, or if I ever let you in, that kind of thing. It's a nice window. Oh, wow. So you are dealing with some people with some ticky-tacky BS mundane stuff throwing it at you. I feel you. I've been going through a little bit of that too, Eve. Yeah, bonk them on the head. And trust, knowledge, and power. Yeah, wise words for sure. Citron made it to the program. We're taking it a little quieter for our SMR fans tonight. This is a late night Akash on 99.9. We just pulled for Eve. I would still like to pull for Rebecca, D. Lovely, Freddie, absolutely, and Miyoshi too. Miyoshi. All right. But before we do that, just a quick stretch. Deep breath in. Feels good to be alive. It really does. It really does. Sending hearts and flowers. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Telekinesis. Telekinesis, is that the true telepathy? Telekinesis? Or is that the one where you bend the spoons? Or is that something different? I'm sorry, I don't really know much about that. Thank you so much. Yeah, why not? He gave me such a good tip on that 5G energy. Keep my quartz crystal handy. I love Ralph. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the water. Thank you. That's the spoon bending? Or telekinesis, telepathy. Okay. Telepathy is, and then teleportation is the where you spontaneously go somewhere else. Right. Oh, hippie chick, you're here. Great. Let me get a card out for you as well. Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be unreal. That'd be unreal. Teleporting cars. The future is coming, and we're waking it up. Absolutely, we are. And we wouldn't do it if it wasn't for all of you and all the beautiful readers out there. Okay. Here we go. Rebecca has pulled Lilith, the goddess of independence. Okay. It can be tough. It can be tough to recognize our independence in situations, or even accept that our independence is what we're meant to be working on sometimes when the heart is actually asking for other things. It's one of those really tough contrasting things sometimes in independence, right? You want You want this level of association and closeness and emotional sharing. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I need me space. I need me time, right? And I feel, Rebecca, with Lilith here on your side, she wants you to know that, when you come into acknowledgement of how much your independence has shown you, has taught you, has been there for you, then the seeming worry about, will it come? Is it there? Is it enough? Will it ever be enough? That sort of thing. All of those, you will recognize them as cosmic disillusionment as well, that they don't belong taking up space in your isness. And then it just becomes like, again, back to a point of attraction where you are standing so much in your knowledge and your independence of spirit that the universe, it has to comply with the things we well with, the bliss, the prosperity, the peace, the abundance, the joy, the happiness. Because if you're truly independent and you're feeling independence and you enjoy it, and we got to say, hey, at some point it's like, this happiness is dependent on us. This happiness it's an end. It's a catch-all, right? Why do we ever do anything? Why do we ever want anything? Why do we struggle against the current sometimes? The answer in the end of it all is to be happy, right? And independence is like one of those crucial steps towards happiness, where it's like some people can come up against independence and they're like, nope, I'm blocked. I can't go any farther this way. And other people will look at independence and they'll be like, all right, this is a challenge I accept. I'm going to get up on top of that one to see what the next step is. And for others, sometimes they get thrust into independence through, bad things that, well, not bad things, but things that happen in their life that detract from where they thought they were going, from what they thought they wanted. But Lilith is very powerful here, saying, don't worry about holding on to any experiences that might have felt, crushing or defeat or anything like that, because you still came up with the better prize, and there's that of independence. Okay. Is starting to pour rain now here. The rain is louder than the thunder. Oh, wow. It's wet outside. And that's okay. Naomi, you're here. Yes, absolutely. It's a Community Appreciation Week, everybody. And Naomi's been such an amazing moderator. Latest tiki torch to the tribe. All right. So we said D Lovely. Freddie and Miyoshi. From Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah, she's probably, and I mean, it's tough for me to align strongly in all that knowledge of like these goddess cards were for you guys, because we're 98% goddesses and 2% the guys that like to hang out with goddesses. Right? That's our demographic. Welcome, Edith. Yeah. Brings people closer. Yeah. Financial freedom. Isn't that a beautiful form of independence? That's a tough one. It's the one that they would tell you, you can look, but you can't touch, You can see it on TV, but you can't have this experience because you're not one of us. That kind of stuff. It's about seeing through all that stuff, like with Eve and her card of knowledge, right? Absolutely, Fridley. Absolutely. We're just kind of working on a rolling chat, like, so, and yeah, definitely get one in for you, Fridley. Appreciated that. Oh, and Nourish, Heal, Live. Again, Nourish, Heal, Live is a place where you want to go to nourish, heal, and live. If you check out Nourish's channel, again, we're celebrating a community of all of our partner channels and our network. I would call it a network of positive vibrations, intuitive guidance, healing. Each one of us presents our gifts, and when we do it together and when we come together in this fashion, then it is just amazing. And we're in it. We're in it. Okay. For D Lovely now. D Lovely, do you just want to let me know that you're still in the room? That'd be great. That would be great. Welcome, XOXO. Appreciate you for being here. Ah, there we are. We are in the now. Thanks, D Lovely. Thanks. We're going to get a nice message from Spirit out for D Lovely. It's going to be great. It wasn't my intention to answer 30 readings about when P and M and G will come back and what they're thinking and feeling. These cards tonight were for us. Okay. Wow. This is kind of nice, D Lovely. You pulled this card. It's a number 7. It's called the Fated Meeting. See these two people? They're there all by themselves, alone at Times Square. There could be 1 million people around them on New Year's Eve, right? But they don't see any of them. They only see each other. They only have eyes for each other. Okay. And look what time it is on the clock. It's high noon, right? This is the time where it's like, and you have something up here about the height of summer. I feel like something's going on for you shortly after the new moon. Could be on the 4th or the 5th. They call those days the dog days of summer. And this is a time that they celebrated the rising of the star of Sirius on the horizon. It usually means like the warmest or the height of summer, the hottest, the most uncomfortable times of summer. But this card of Fated Meeting is nice. This lets me know that your destiny and your Akash have definitely included a very significant partner in your life. This speaks to somebody that you are meant to know, that you are meant to meet, okay, and that you're meant to interact with. It's very nice because it's not even being guided through their own consciousness. See all the things going up there in their energy fields above them? This is their higher selves bringing them together, regardless. This is them sharing their etheric energies. Yeah, it's quite a nice card to have, D Lovely. So that's good. I feel that this might happen at the height of the summer for you or around a solstice time. You pulled the card of summer and winter. And normally, like, the thunder is hardcore right now. Okay. If we lose power here, well then, we have to include Thor in the community too, because we might just get a big old bolt of lightning. Okay, so it could be coming around the solstice time. Okay. Goodness, the rain is pounding now. Okay, I have to be on a little bit of a lookout. Our community flooded back in 2013. I think we're out of danger for the most part. I just have to keep an ear out and an eye on the clock. All right. So here, the Master Artisan is your other card, D Lovely. Look at this. This is nice. This is like instruction. This could speak to like coaching or mentoring. Okay. This also talks about the refinement of skill, you actually perfecting the art of something. Okay. And as well, the master artisan does not settle. The master artisan is like, we'll scrap it if it's not quite right. Okay. Steve, good night, Steve. Thanks for being on the program. Hopefully catch you again tomorrow night on the midnight special. Okay, so the master artisan D Lovely is there. There's a lot of stuff on the shelf back there, right? It's okay. Each and every time we try something, if it feels like we could do better, hey, sometimes it's worth a shot just to try it again, just to do it again and say, hey, there's no knowledge, and success must be born out of past failure. There is no other way. We don't go from 0 to 60. We go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 58 to 59, then to 60. So this is about the process. This is about progression. Okay. And this is about being okay with certain things that might not have been good enough, or even for yourself, or you feel it in your heart like, well, I could have done better. So let's try it again. Let's do it. Take it to the limit one more time, as the Eagles would say. Okay. Welcome, Area Iona New. Oh, nice. Some intermittent fasting or some hardcore like endurance fasting. That's incredible. D Lovely, it was a pleasure to read for you. It's Community Appreciation Week here on 99.9. We're pulling cards for our friends. We're vibing out. I even promised I'd whisper once in a while for SMR. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool. All right, D Lovely. All right. So we've got Freddie and then Frittily. We've got Freddie and then Frittily. And Freddie, with your permission, I would definitely like to pull some cards for you from this Akashic Tarot. And Citron is here as well. And Naomi, definitely, if you want a card, we can do that. Yeah. Thanks. We're at 15 and 15 right now. It's perfect. Okay. Shh, SMRs. Yeah, wear the clothes that make you feel good. All right. Oh, and two and two. Back into Hippie Chick is here. Chuck Woolery style. That's right. We're going to have a segment of refreshment. Wow. It's just like getting hammered on out here. It's great. Normally I'm not jumpy at thunder, because normally I'd just be like out like watching the storm. But this kind of came up pretty sudden. And now that my focus is here, thunder's like, ah. Yeah, the well-wishing, it's a cornerstone of this channel. Right? And I'm so blown away by how fast and how strong our community of small little tarot channels and inspirational and intuitive guidance channels have grown. It's amazing. We're growing up and we're growing out. And it's great because, I mean, for me personally, one of the main reasons is just the reach that we can have to get more people awake, just beyond it. And wherever you're at on that journey is okay to be here, super advanced, super new, Yeah, there's some big crackle-ackle going on out there. I feel that, Citron. I feel that. But the Aries, they have hidden gifts, and whether you know it or they know it or not, like an awake Aries, like you want to talk about like, I can't even think of this. John Edwards, was he like the famous medium that would pick the thing with the, like, I don't, not necessarily to say that he was Aries, but like those, like the ability to like fully channel across the veil. Aries has. Nice. Sun and rising. Oh, and Miyoshi, right. Don't let me forget about Miyoshi. We're going to read for Freddie first, though. I started putting energy into the cards for Freddie. Then we're going to switch it up for Miyoshi and Fridley. This is like the natural Freddie. You ever see that movie with Robert Redford where the lightning bolt strikes a tree and he goes out walking in the field and he finds a piece of wood from the tree that got blasted and he takes it back to the wood lathe, turns it into a baseball bat, and then this baseball bat has like magical powers and he turns into this like quintessential hero baseball player, right? If you get a chance, it's a pretty inspirational film. This card usually reminds me of that. And you've pulled the card, the lightning bolt here. So this could speak to you about divine revelation. This could speak to you about almost like a divine instigation. The spirit might push you, not in a bad way, not like in the playground after school type push you, but this could be like spirit pushing. The movie was called The Natural. Spirit might push you and say, hey, do you want to go on an adventure, Freddie? Do you want to embark on a journey? It's kind of like your Neo moment or your Morpheus moment where it's like, do you want the red pill or do you want the blue pill? Are you ready for this? Right? Because I have a feeling here. It's like you're strong and you're expressive, much like the tree, right? So it's kind of like at a point where it's like you might almost wanting to be feeling like, I want to feel more connected. I want other trees around me. I need growth. I need renewal. I might even just need to go back and start again on something. Start at a 0 point with something with this card, okay? Because the storm is like the new day dawns after the storm kind of thing. And without getting all like, new age cliche on you, this is just has a feel more or less of spirit pushing you or helping you to get to the place where you want to be, because I feel that you've already set a seed of intention about something, yet you're needing like almost like a little shove, a little lift to be like, okay, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you up and over this, and we're going to get you to like-minded people even, or to a place of beginnings, a place of starting anew, okay? And it's perpetual, almost like the seasons or the flowers that come out every year. There's no need to be scared of it. It's kind of like, the creative control that you have and spirit wants you to have over your processes. You're not a human doing, you're not a human thinking, you're not a human feeling, you're a human being, okay? Freddie, you also got this card of the King of Keys. Okay, so this is a very passionate person. This is a person that's willing to go to the ends of the earth for the right person. And again, this speaks to this adventure, this new, almost like a new timeline that I feel that you might be on, right? Where it's like you're at the start of a grand journey, like a grand epic. Like when the dwarves come and mess up the hobbit's house, right? It's like, and because it has this feeling like you're being pushed. You've been requited to answer the call to go out and do it about something, or even someone, wherever your intention is. It's leading to a 0 point, a new beginning, and then it's like the very start of a larger portion of your journey. Okay. And you're just, I feel, right at the precipice, right at the cusp of it, at that tipping point, and then it happens quick, like that lightning strike, right? And then Freddie, card of diversity, okay, also known as Five of Scrolls, a very spiritual card. When you want to talk about the Five of Earth or the Five of Pentacles in a traditional tarot, you have this card of diversity. So, Spirit's asking you to really open up and start investigating certain areas that you're attracted to. But it's saying that it's almost like a little bit of a forewarning, like be willing to see out and across rather than straight and narrow. And you want to find that place of stillness, even if sometimes it could feel like a little overwhelming. Like, when is the darkness a little bit too dark? When is the shadow work that's occurring happening naturally? And when are you actually like having to give it a nudge, just say like, no, it's time for you to leave now. Whether it could be anything, a bad habit or just someone that is like not an energy reciprocating person. It could be a lot of those things. And it could be turbulent. It could be like shocking. It could be like very contrite and like, right now, kind of, because you're getting this little nudge from spirit. So however that manifests in your reality, hopefully it's not too upsetting, but it could just come as a little bit of like a shock or a typical like tower moment. Okay. So thanks for being on the program, Freddie. I'm glad you caught us on one of our Akashic nights for sure. Okay. We've got Frittily Miyoshi and Hippie Chick coming up. Eve with the chocolate drop cookies. Are you kidding me? Oh, thanks, Freddie. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that. And thanks for being a part of the community. Freddie, I guess because you're relatively new with us, I wanted to give out a shout out to all of the channel readers. And I see Charmed House of Tarot is here. A lot of inspiration and respect. Everybody, please check out the Charmed House of Tarots. Frittily Land of Tarot and Truth. Hi, Charm House. Thanks for coming in. We're celebrating community this week, and I've said it about 1,000,000 times, and my heart just can't get enough of it. I'm sorry, you guys. It's like that first week where I forced you all to watch WK or listen to the theme song from WKRP in Cincinnati. Okay. 42 Quantum Tarot, Crafty Tarot, Secret of Mana Tarot, Cult of Destiny Tarot, Divine Light and Love, Woke Warrior Tribe Tarot. Very many diverse and spread out friends that we've created, and that we're holding hands in like this big circle, and tarot illumination as well. As I just remembered TL when I said everybody stand in a circle and hold hands, because he was one of the originators. He was one of the originators, and lots of inspiration. And to the artist formerly known as Tarot. Okay. Oh, thanks for sending peace and love. You got to go. We fully understand. Freddie, thanks for the big flower in the fire. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And then it's the $9.99. I super chatted that amount over to Divine Light, Love, and Warrior Woke Tribe. I was feeling it today. I was like, I got to drop a $9.99. And it was quite a time. Thank you. Thank you. And it's just nice. It's nice to smile. Tati Taurus, there's another amazing reader. Who else did I miss on the list? The artist formerly Tarot. Tarot, you got to let us know next time you drop in. And I haven't been over to check out to see the content over there for you yet. But we'll touch base real shortly. Okay. Frittily Land of Tarot and Truth. Are you still with us in the room? Please let me know if you are. I'd like to pull one of those. I think you asked for the goddess cards. Okay, great. Thanks for being here and active in the chat. That means so much to me when you guys, like, it's great because it doesn't like zoom by like some of those big channels, but yet when you guys are active in the chat and vibing, you have no idea how much that makes me want to read for you guys rather than the person that is just like me. And then they get their cards and then they say, okay, peace out. And I get sometimes it happens, but to vibe, it's absolutely good. Should be close timing. Absolutely. Okay. Year of production, year of vintage, 1983. What a good year. What a good year. Thank goodness for 1983. Oh, and so anyways, just before we get into this, Frittily, I just want to, just a quick side note. We talked earlier about like the dog days of summer that are coming after this new moon. They call them the dog days. And they called them that because there was like, and we'll talk more about it on the day or closer to the day when we run a program. But it was like they had like mad dogs because like the dogs were hot too. Like Watson is like cooking. It's hot, right? So it's like mad. But they called these days traditionally to mark the rising of the star of Sirius. I think on the eastern horizon, because it's like our closest star. It's the brightest star in the night sky by far. It's only like 8.7 light years away. It's a quick stop for the light ships to get to Sirius, but it doesn't affect our temperature in any ways. It's still too far out. But I read an interesting note in the science of that based on the legend that they marked those days because of the rising of that star in the uncomfortable time of summer. But they also said, like, in the astronomy and the way the world moves around, in approximately 10,000 years, Sirius, when it rises on the eastern horizon in the season, it will happen in the winter and no longer in the summer. This is interesting about perspective as we hurtle along towards the center of the galaxy. It's great. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Frittily. My mind had to go on a bit of and you understand that one for sure. Yeah, for sure. Perceivingly so slowly, but really it's like happening at Mach Chicken. Okay. Wow, this is cool, Frittily. I don't know if I'll attempt her name. I think I can just say it Morgan, and that would be okay. The goddess of death and magic. Okay. Look at that. She sees the energy. She's very aware that the weight of her words, because when it comes to things like birth, death, and rebirth, and the magic of our trip to either side of the veil, and as we progress through lifetimes, and as we take all we can from our experience in this lifetime, we transform it into magic, the magic of our own legend and our own future. Okay. The lifetimes that we have yet to walk, and long since remembrance and the acknowledgement of our spirit and our consciousness even. There's magic to be made in consciousness, and consciousness is the one energy. Well, it's not only the one energy, it's one of a few energies that has this level of like indestructibility to it or immortality to it. Okay. And that in itself is magical, right? It's interesting because, a very unwoke person might be afraid of the word death. They might fear situations where death has occurred, and it's never easy. There's always a level of, upsetness surrounding those words. But for those of us that are woke and really just see death as a creative opportunity, it's magical. And I think that that's what Morgan's there to remind you of. There is no permanence in life or in death. It's just a seeming process. And it is meant each time we come back and forth across those veils, it's a creative spark and it's magical. Absolutely, just like the card says. The cloak or the wings may be dark, but that's the shield of the warmth and the comfort and the knowingness, because what she holds in her hand there is about 4 or 5 swirling galaxies, all there to do with what she pleases. So the big picture, maybe you've got a lot of things going on in terms of how you travel, how do you spirit, how do you vision quest, right? Our indigenous people have a very different way of doing it, maybe than, somebody that is, from the Far East. And again, somebody that's different, that, had to wake up, maybe of a life of a lot of tough adversity and pain. And then they wake up into their spiritual stronghold. Okay. Be very different. So it's about that, again, unique, personal, infinite relationship you have with Source and your higher self. And it can give you gifts of magic. Absolutely. Or what other people would see as magic. We would just see it as benevolent, projecting but in a very benevolent way. Yeah. Okay. A 10. Yeah. Endings and beginnings, chapter upon chapter, page after page. You're very welcome, Fridalee. Thank you for being on the program. And everybody, please go over and hit the bells on these channels that I'm mentioning tonight, because normally if one or more of us are there, it's a vibe session. It's a party. And doesn't matter who's hosting. We get together on many different levels, and each different channel is its own experience. Each different video or stream is its own experience. So it's great. Yeah, fully blessed, Fridalee. There's a lot of blessings in that card, but they're veiled, right? They're those veiled blessings. All right. Hippie Chick is still there. Okay, I'm going to do Miyoshi and then Hippie Chick. And then I got to check in with Naomi. Maybe we'll have a brief interlude for laughs. Now we got thunder, and we've got our first responders. The sirens are going off on the highway now too. It's the wild, wild west out there. My horsey's parked in the stable, and I've just come in for a sarsaparilla at the local saloon at 99.9. So thanks for joining us on the Late Night Akash, brought to you by the good people at Thank You Water. The anti-aging formula, everyone. Water's $1 trillion industry, and we've got the game changer. We're celebrating. And to those of you watching thousands of years from now, we did it. We won. We're all okay. Okay. Thanks for being patient, Miyoshi. It was nice to meet you on Crafty's stream last night. And if you've been in the room before and I didn't see you, definitely please accept my heartfelt apologies, because sometimes it happens. All right, we're going back to the Akashic Tarot for Miyoshi. It's reader's choice tonight. Sometimes and you can request, but more so, I feel guided tonight, which is kind of nice. Yeah, we're okay. Absolutely, Citron. Although the work truck probably won't be able to make it very far if the earth is saturated in water. Should be an interesting one. And then the weekend comes. We're running into the week of this new moon, and the eclipse is also the week of our national celebrations. Kick it off on Monday with Canada Day. Maybe it's Tuesday. And then the 4th of July coming up. Happy birthday. And the United States of America is actually experiencing its Pluto return in its birth chart. Interestingly enough, I think it was Pam Gregory, one of my favorite astrologers, that clued me into that. She has a great way of seeing. She's very well read. She's very learned, but she has a great way of seeing the astrological big picture. She's looking beyond the solar system and the houses. We talked about the different like Western astrology, Vedic astrology. Now we have esoteric astrology. But she clued me into that as well. So, what does a Pluto return mean? Nobody knows, because it takes like whatever it is, like 400 or however many years. Yeah. We have a little guide. We have our Almanac guide out, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, Steve clued me into it, Christina. I felt it. I felt like my approach on it was, but I never knew. And then all of a sudden, Steve sent me over this video, and I'm like, thank goodness there's like a mentor here that I can, really relate to in terms of the way they view astrology. And I also had an inspiration. Sorry, Miyoshi, I am shuffling your cards. But I'm a little chatty Kathy tonight. And no offense to anyone in the room named Kathy. But I had an inspiration to do a painting, which is very rare for me. And the painting I want to do is for the 13th sign. And I'm excited to do it. The Barbara Goldsmith style. Barbara is another one of my favorite astrologers. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Yeah. Oh wow. Are you feeling connected to the angels much, Miyoshi? Holy moly. Holy moly. First card up, message from Spirit for Miyoshi comes from the Archangel Gabriel. We talked a little bit earlier about that shield and the warmth of the comfort of the darkness from Michael. And then we have Gabriel. Look at you would see this as like your judgment card. The angel presented in the most tarot decks and Rider Waite in the judgment card is this Archangel Gabriel, and because of the trumpet that this Archangel carries. Also a little scroll tucked into his sash there, right? So here, this is like, for you, I feel it's like protection of the divine truth. If other people are there, I feel like maybe you love a little bit of like debate and like taking conversations very deeply, but then maybe you find like you reach certain topics or trigger issues for people, because this is all about a refinement in the way that you share the finer aspects of knowledge with others. What is true for you that may not be true to others. Okay. What may be true for others is not true for you. And Gabriel says it's okay. Even if they're long established, like globally or socially accepted truths, if it doesn't resonate for you, if it just doesn't feel right, just let yourself know that it's okay for it not to feel right. You don't have to be one of the many. You don't have to be, you hear the calling, you're going to hear it in your own way. And it's going to be, it's funny. It's a theme for tonight. It goes back to that unique, personal, infinite relationship you have with these angelic guides, with Source, with your higher self. Gabriel wants you to know, I feel, that it's okay. There could have been a calling. You could have received an inspiration or a word or a message from somebody, and you might be in a position where you're actually having to decipher the truth about what it was or what it is before you can act on it. Gabriel's there just saying, know that it's okay and allow yourself to take the time, okay? Whether that's processing or returning the call, all right? But that's not the only angel up in your 2-card reading. You have 2 angels within 2 cards, Uriel and the Sphinx, okay? So, and we kind of been talking about in the chat how like Traditional astrology has very kind of like static rules and regulations about it. Whereas like for awake people and in esoteric astrology, there's this level of knowingness that the resonance for you, almost like finding your way home. This card speaks to me all about courage, the rite of passage, the passage of time, the disclosure of mystery, of something that might be important to you. Okay? So this is very nice. This is like, and again, with this, you're discerning what you're hearing, two sides to every story, two sides to every coin, and you're in full awareness right now of this. So it's actually a very good time for you, I feel, Miyoshi, to make any long outstanding decisions, to go with gut instinct, and to actually like to feel it and be about it. So it's very good cards to have. And thanks for allowing me to connect, Miyoshi. I appreciate that. Once in a while, I get people that come and ask for reading, and they're patient and they wait their turn on the list, and then I go to read them, and they just block you. They just don't let you in. They don't let, and you're like, oh well. A singer-songwriter. You're most welcome, Miyoshi. Okay, hippie chick. If the cosmic peace turtle, hello, cosmic peace turtle, are you there? And Citron, thanks for vibing in the chat. We'll get some cards out for you as well. We're going to run about another 20 minutes, folks. It's going to be a shorter stream tonight. Hope that's okay for everybody. Okay, hippie chick, I'm going to go ahead and pull some messages for you. Hopefully you don't mind. And it was a pleasure to meet you. Hippie chick, yeah, you were here, and then it was nice to be in the chat with you and at Crafties as well. You have such a strong, resilient, and happy spirit. It should be happy chick. I feel it should be happy chick, even though. Ooh, interesting. Okay. You've pulled this message from Spirit, card of Sweat Lodge. Okay. Now, traditionally, like a sweat lodge is a place where you go to have visions, to get a clue or a hint from the spirit realm. This is where the indigenous people would go for healing, for purification, and to engage on their spiritual journeys, their soul quests, and getting messages from the ancestors and from spirit. Okay. Just from my knowingness, you might be dealing with a bit of a darker chapter, a bit of a tougher time right now. Things around you might seem very mysterious and a little bit dark. Okay. But inside this sweat lodge, the fires are always burning brightly. They need to have the fires going on inside the sweat lodge so that you sweat. Sometimes life is about making you the person that wrote your life out for yourself and ultimately have the most creative control for yourself. You know, Source and Universe, they make you sweat a little bit, almost like Freddie's reading, where you got a little nudge, you got a little push. But in your case, you were just kind of like somebody kind of flung the door open to the sweat lodge and said, please, it's time for you to come inside. It's time for you to sweat a little bit. It's time for you to experience just a little more tribulation, maybe, so that you can awaken to the next step, to the next plateau, to the next level of understanding of your spiritual journey. Sweat Lodge is a great card to have because it comes at a moment where it's like we need to receive perhaps assurance or at least a clue about What is the meaning about that? What does all of it stand for? What is the reflection that we would like to receive is very much equal to the reflection that we give out and how that's processed inside. So again, we can look at it like if a person were to go into a sweat lodge to have an experience, a purification, a healing, to find an answer, your body is like the sweat lodge and your spirit comes back to you. Your spirit may be out traveling far, far away while you, flesh and blood hippie chick, is out doing the 9 to 5, driving the kids to school, working things out in relationships and all that stuff. And then in a moment of stillness, your spirit returns to you. Your spirit's like, open the door for me. I need to go into the sweat lodge. And we need to get the fire burning deep inside, like solar plexus energy. Like, let's find this willpower. Let's find these intuitive senses that actually feel the best. And other ones could simply be discarded or purified, almost like within a smudging ceremony. Well, thanks, Miyoshi, on the 444. We've been seeing that number a lot lately as well. Okay. So, hippie chick, I'm going to do one more card for hippie chick because it's a beautiful, resilient, and happy energy that I'm feeling with you in the face of so much adversity. And that's great. That's powerful. That's hashtag influencer, right? All over it. You've got what it takes, So now it's about you learning to bake a cake. Just kidding. It was just because it rhymes with it's about you learning to make a cake, bake, right? That manifestation piece, strong there in that divine feminine realms over there. Tough for me to see into. I won't lie. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I have to look at it from opposition. There she is. Okay, Secret of Mana Tarot, everybody. Another channel we want to shout out to on our Community Appreciation Week. Welcome, Yvette. You're always most welcome here. Yeah, vibe a little. Miyoshi, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate that. And you're welcome anytime. We'll see you over at Crafty Tarot and at some of those other places. Thanks for being with us, being a part of us in our community. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah. Lots of hearts now in the chat room. That's good. And thanks for the blessing. Thanks for putting your flower in the fire. I appreciate that so much. And to the person that hit the like button, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, so what did I say I was going to do after hippie chick? There was took care of Miyoshi. I might have to scroll back in the chat. I haven't had to do that much. Right, Naomi, I didn't forget. I just was worried. Oh, Citron. I was worried I was going to forget somebody in between. And there's Citron. In California, yeah, Mammoth got hammered. Mammoth absolutely got dumped on. I heard the hospital was under snow up that way. And Citron comes for the SMR, so it's kind of nice. When you see Akash in the program title, it's a little bit softer. There's a little bit more shuffling. Look at the funny Gumdrop. Naomi, what did you do to Gumdrop? Did you give Gumdrop a makeover? How is Gumdrop just full on animated right there. That was out of control. I've never seen that before. Gumdrop got a makeover. And now he's got arms too. Oh no, Gumdrop is gone full X-Men. Pretty soon he's gonna be blowing fire at the lightship. So we'll have to call the Wolverine. Okay, Citron. I think I'm gonna go back into this Akashic Tarot for you. I know we read for you just a few days ago, and that's okay. Because tonight it's more about messages from Spirit for us. I'm so glad not a single person in the chat has typed in what is P's feeling for me? What does P think about me? I'm here for the vibes. Okay, yeah, because we're not really too good at SMR. Come for the readings, stay for the vibes. Yes. Yeah, and I apologize in advance, especially Yvette, a little bit. This is going to be a pretty quick stream. Like, yeah, 2.5 hours is a quick stream, but for us, it actually is. I'm actually in a process where I'm recharging my batteries right now. Some of the readings and the energies hit pretty heavy this week, and we are into Cancer season, so, watch your status bar, watch your health bar, or your vitality bar, right? Yeah. And to everyone that checked out the monthly videos for your sign, thank you so much. Yeah, God willing, hopefully tomorrow will be good. Will be good. I'm gonna, and for those of you that are insiders and hardcore community, I'm gonna go and visit my local Indigo and New Age shop and find something that we can open up together on the Midnight Special program, because every other week it's kind of been falling in for a bit of an unboxing. So I'm going to go in and see what speaks to me off the shelf, something that we can open up. Okay. I don't know what it'll be yet. It'll just have to feel. Oh, hi, Saruchi. Thanks so much for being here. Yes, Saruchi, I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for Citron, and then we'll honor Saruchi Lee with her flower in the fire. Thanks, Saruchi. Oh, nice, Ange Whitney. That's a good idea. Like Naomi and Tati they met up for a concert too. That's cool. I'm glad you guys are like meeting each other in the 3D world. I'd be all about it too, but I live like thousands of miles away from most anybody. I think there was one person came in that was from Western Canada one night, but I can't remember. Okay, Citron, focus is on you. I want to wish everybody the best in all things. Peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, love, happiness, abundance. Resourcefulness came out tonight in the well-wishing. Sometimes they do. The words will jump in there. It's great you guys are meeting up. Okay. Queen of Keys for you as well, Freddie. Okay. There's security in seeing things from a higher vantage point. Okay. Citron. No, I said Freddie. Citron. The Queen of Keys is there. Okay, with a broader perspective now. The castle rampart that she stands upon is the metaphor for the experiences that you've already had in life. Every moment of every day, every decision that you've made has led you up to this particular moment where you are, supported and guided and protected and are given a new vantage point to see things in a new way from a broader perspective. This card is all about support. Okay. This card is all about, again, having the resources to take support when it's offered or when it's needed, and also with a benevolent projection to give support in a way that, is very mild when it's not asked for, and very strong when it is asked for. Okay. We can only see, it's like when you have a torch and you spin it around in a circle, a fiery circle appears. But when you hold the torch steady, the circle disappears. This is about looking, see the in between the ramparts? That's a metaphor for reading between the lines. Okay. You might be finding now that your interactions with people on a daily level, you're kind of taking things in from a higher perspective now, from almost like a higher vibration or a higher frequency. This Queen of Keys is supportive to you in that, in saying, it's okay to listen to a boring story about the King of Thrones or last Saturday night's baseball game, or what's going on with the boys of summer or the cool kids down the street. You're actually looking for things like body language. You're looking at things now like tone of voice, inflections, inconsistencies in the way people present, so that you kind of understand where you're at in the bigger picture as well. But where I see you at is a place of kind of silent witnessing and supporting yourself through being I'm not going to get overly involved until I know all aspects or facets about the situation or whatever your intention is set on right now. Okay. You've also got this card as a message from Spirit, Citron. Look out! This card number 17. This card is called the Lookout, or what they call the crow's nest, right? Cruising on a sunny boat, loaded with crazy people, and we shall be the Santa Maria, looking for a brave new world. Okay. Things are about to change for you, big time, Citron. Things could be moving very quickly. Other systems around you right now could be feeling the crumble. Jupiter Demolition Incorporated. Systems, institutions, social circles, and things like that may be falling around. They may be crumbling on the outskirts, and you have a heads up. You have a clear head start on all of this because, again, look at the theme. Standing in a place where they're above everything else for the higher perspective. It's resonant for you. It's giving you a heads up. It's giving you a head start, and it's giving you a lookout or a warning to be you can now circumnavigate or effectively avoid crappy situations, butthurt people, subtle temptation. All of that plays into it, right? All right. So, Citron, hopefully those messages resonated for you. Thanks for being here. I think we're going to say hello to Naomi and Yvette, and that will pretty much close it out for tonight. The thunder has moved off. The rain has relaxed a little bit, so that's very good. Caramelized apples. Great. Oh, and Saruchi with the super chat. Geez, I did it to Ebony B last night. I skipped ahead, and then but I was able to catch up with Ebony B at the start of the program. Saruchi Lee is looking for messages from the divine team, and that's a perfect question because that's all we're doing tonight for everybody. All right. Messages from the divine team. That's definitely divine team for Saruchi. Okay. Let's go ahead with that. So Saruchi, Naomi, and Yvette, and then we'll round it out. Okay? That'd be great. Yeah, I wanted this to be a community appreciation kickoff program for our week. I wanted to settle it down a little bit. I'm in recharge mode. Okay. Just going to get the other one out here, Saruchi. I'm pulling for 2 different decks for you. Okay. I might even get a third one in here as well. I feel like your divine team is asking you to wait on something. Okay. I feel like your divine team wants you to hold back a little bit. And it's normally not it seems counterintuitive for me to tell anyone ever to hold back. First of all, that's not my style. And secondly, it can lead to, more mystery or things, bubbling over, stewing over. But in this case, for some reason, Saruchi, or where you're at right now, I feel as though your divine team is asking you to hold off or to hold back a little bit. Okay. So I want to show you who's up from your goddess situation. You've got Athena. Eve had this card as well. Okay. And Eve, if you're still kicking around, because I've read this card intuitively tonight, for Saruchi, I'm going to read from the guidebook for Athena. Okay. But before we do that, Saruchi, I want to get into the reason why I wanted to let you know that I feel like your message from Spirit is just to hold off or hold back a little bit. You've got card 22. She feels, she knows. It's almost as like, Saruchi, you've experienced so much, or perhaps you've seen, things that were like, could have been traumatic, or they could have been like kind of earth shaking. Your experience has led to a level of like understanding. You understand yourself a lot better most times than you may understand the situation going on around you. Okay. And that's an okay place to be in, because it's the wisdom and it's the knowledge. 22 is the decision-making process. It's that ancient part of our consciousness in the 22 where it's like, I must, or I should, or I need to, or now I'm going to. And something about this is saying, you know better. Okay, because we have the word know up in both of these cards. Okay. We have the word know. So it's almost as if it's saying like, you know better than to make yourself more vulnerable in weird or sticky situations than you need to right now. It's like there's a fire burning in front of you and you're holding a big tank of gas. Okay. And it's like you at any time could go ahead and chuck that through your knowledge or maybe the things that you know. There's a potential for you to like really make things burn out of control. But your spirit message here, I feel, is asking you to hold back on perhaps saying something to somebody, correcting somebody, and don't worry, it's not going to come off as like passive aggressive. Again, this is more back to a silent witnessing phase. Okay. And this message here, of the prayer feather. Sometimes I pray, waiting on some brighter today. Sometimes today isn't super bright and tomorrow's going to be brighter. But sometimes today is so dang bright that you know darn well that tomorrow can never match up to today. Tomorrow's a bit of a figment of our imaginations, just like yesterday is. I love a little bit of yesterday, personally, but, what was that old Smashing Pumpkins song, too? You might be more familiar with that, where it's like, today is the greatest day I've ever known. This is, taking time, not even just through the cards or the 99.9 or the community, Saruchi, direct audible prayer, serving you very well. And symbolism. We could say it as symbolism. See the feathers hanging from the tree there. Don't worry, if you set an intention that never came to fruition, it's not a failure. It just kind of hangs out there in the ether. And there's no rule saying you can't return to it. There's no rule that says it has to come back to bite you or anything like that. It just simply is, right? No yin and yang to it. It's just the oneness of it being in its isness, whatever those intentions or perhaps those old prayers were. You might go and look back and think of maybe like a way or something that maybe your grandma or grandpa told you about, prayer or about getting connected to the divine or something like this, and you may decide to return to it, and it could bring about enormous results, okay? But in the physical, in the ticky-tacky mundane, these cards are saying, hold back just a little bit. Hold back. I don't know if you're dealing with something that's like in your environment that's like has a risk of like drawing you in, tempting you in, luring you in. But just be on the lookout, not to like 2 steps forward, 1 step forward, 2 step back kind of thing. Okay. And because we can, and because I've already interpreted this once for Eve tonight, and Eve is here. Okay, Eve, if you can listen, there's going to be messages for you here again. You got lucky. It came up again. Okay, I think that's card number 6 or 5. Sorry, it's card number 5, Athena of knowledge. So we're going to go ahead and read from the guidebook and honor Athena, honor Saruchi, and honor Eve, and honor our entire community. So it's an honor to know you. It's a pleasure to know you. Okay. Just going to reach in for my book here. Okay. Here we go, Saruchi. For Saruchi now. Athena, the Greek goddess of intellect and strategy, says, knowledge is power. You are in a perfect position to gain greater clarity at this time. Your hard work is paying off, and everything you have learned about life has brought you to this moment in time. Your knowledge, logical choices, and intentions are aligned with divine will. Your intellect is keen, your mind is clear. You know what you have to do. Right now, the world is making sense. You don't have to question or debate it. You can take things at face value. If you think it adds up, that's because it does. Have courage, my love. Your most precious dreams are within reach, and the goddess Athena will help you. Okay, that's a nice message. I like that one. That one just felt good. Felt really good. Okay. Alrighty. Absolutely, Freddie. Absolutely, Freddie. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Stacy. I should maybe the ASMR will be like, maybe I'll come on and I'll just read for you guys. Not like read cards, I'll like read words. And I could do it. I could read in like a very SMR way. Okay. Absolutely. The Late Night Akash on 99.9 is brought to you by the good people at Thank You Water. Remember, when you're thirsty, think thank you, and then you will always have enough water. Okay? It's got the new anti-aging formula. You don't have to spend money on the creams, the revitalization injections, none of that. The anti-aging formula works when you drink it from the inside. Okay? Again, water's $1 trillion industry. We're so blessed to have this sponsor because they've got the drop. They've got the game changer. Okay, and they're sharing it with us. Big things, big news on the playing courts. Okay. Or as Keanu Reeves said in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Go into your Circle K, ask for thank you water. See what Buddy says. Thank you so much. And we have just enough water left to read for Naomi and Yvette. It would be great. Okay. We're going to stay with the goddess deck for Naomi. Unless Naomi, you're in there with moderator status. Did you have a preference of your deck? You can have a goddess card. I felt the urge to ask Naomi. You can have a sacred rebel, or you could have the card of nature spirit. Right? And that's okay. I'll just give you a moment. That's what I say every night when I go to bed, Naomi. That's my prayer, Feather. Goddess, please. Yeah, it's a good one. I love it. I love it too. It was nice to read for Spirit from the Akash deck tonight too. Yeah, it tickles. Right? Oh, and I heard from Beth. Beth was another friend of our community. She would always come to listen to the sounds of the shuffles, and she's been supporting the channel since 2017. And I was worried because, unfortunately, some of the drama that we experienced on the program, was effectual to some of our friends, and I was just so glad to hear from her that she was okay. But again, she's out lifing. She's get in there and go life. And Nourish, we didn't get it. If Nourish popped in and out, we might have to catch up with Nourish next time. Yeah, me too. Whoa. Naomi. I think that's Hera. I think it's an H. Please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Okay. Card of Alliance for Naomi. I haven't seen her come out even since the unboxing. So this is pretty monumental, Naomi. Look at the uprightness, okay? Look at all the distractions below this goddess. This goddess doesn't put anything in their path that is not there for their highest good. And because of the key word here, the goddess of alliance, okay? This goes back to base layer trust, all right? Why would you forge an alliance? Is it necessary to forge an alliance? Is it just desired maybe to have a partner or somebody that you feel like has got your back, right? See the uprightness? She knows that somebody has her back. She knows that there's no need to worry about facing the world, because there's strength in numbers, much like our community appreciation night, And alliance is kind of like when you make the offer to be somebody's rock, to be somebody's comfort person. Sometimes that's all it takes. That's all that's needed, right? But she's very beautiful, and she changes like the seasons. Okay. Alliances like this reminds me to let you know, Naomi, nothing is ever set in stone. If it is, then it's dead. Okay. This is adaptable. This is diverse. This is those kinds of ways and behaviors. They're the subtle, they're the flexible, they're the changing. There's like, anything contractual that you feel is like you're obligated to. Hera there wants to remind you that it's not. You can always sign another piece of paper, or you can always do a 180 and begin to walk the other way, especially if you're at a position if you ever need to test an alliance or reestablish trust with someone, something. There's a lot going on with an environment. See how this tree grows all spangly bangly? It grows whichever direction it wants. It has the potential to grow into other bushes for another time. They are one, yet they are the same. The trees of the forest, they're actually all truly connected underground. It's just one giant tree. Okay. And we're an individual reflection of that. So you may know what's going on in your life or why you might have pulled this card, Naomi. For me, it's not meant for me to see into your personal alliances. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Okay? Just a little lighthearted message because it's Naomi. Thanks, Naomi. I got an itchy nose. Cool. Sol and I were on Fridley's stream talking about Greek salad, about peppers and cucumbers and feta cheese and all that good stuff. All right. Yvette, very special time of night. And Yvette, I want to ask you the same. Which oracle deck you would like, or we can even pull from the Akashic Tarot. Okay. We didn't do a group reading tonight, but I feel like we kind of did because, without putting live tarot in the title, just, some of our truest vibing subscribers have come, and that was my intention for tonight's program, so that's good. Interesting, friends. The Akash? Okay. Cool. I'll dance like Uma Thurman. Dance, dance. Sometimes I pray, waiting on some brighter today. Yes, Naomi? Hi, Naomi. Okay. Sometimes I pray, waiting on some brighter today. You saw them all. Wow. Maybe because the day was moving too slow and you were looking at your watch like 3,000 times, and that made the day even go by a little bit slower, and you happened to notice. No, I'm just kidding. It's the progress. Look at what you typed in there. It speaks for itself. It's a progressive pattern. Look for progressive patterns in your life. What patterns do you come across way too many times? You come across them way too often and you're like, oh, that pattern is like stuck. It's stale. And it's not just like from a fashionista point of patternal view, but patterns in people, patterns in your day, things of that nature. But it's good to start seeing the patterns in the numbers. Okay? It really is. Could be just a strong push as well to elevate your consciousness as much as you can in your rest and your peaceful hours. Hi, Savannah Ross. Thanks for being here. It's cool. Cool to have you here. We're celebrating Community Week on 99.9. I thought I saw somebody else come in. Hopefully I'm not forgetting to say hello to anyone. We're on the beach and sometimes our fire's burning so brightly and people come and gather around the fire. Oh, welcome, Savannah. Oh, unfortunately, we're not doing those kinds of questions tonight, Savannah. This is a late night Akash. We're literally on our last reading of the night for a vet, and these were all messages for spirit. We didn't do we've been here 3 hours. We probably did close to 25 readings, and we did not touch one relationship issue. It's okay. Well, when you come back, when you see Live Tarot in the title, or when you see Legends of Tarot, this is just one program that airs on this channel. And many of the other programs, as you well know, Savannah, we definitely pull out. We haven't opened up. We opened up the tarot for Ebony B because I owed her a reading from the super chat line. But other than that, we haven't opened up tarot at all. My last day at work is going to be on 7-Eleven. I'm excited. 7-Eleven. And I've been to Chatty Cathy tonight. I was supposed to be whispering for SMR, but then I told so many stories about my little me, my monkey mind's life. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys. So Hippie Chick, I appreciate you all for being here. Cool. Wow. That's interesting. Yvette, I have this feeling like, how well do you see auras or your etheric field, your etheric realm? You pulled a beautiful little card here. I don't see this one very often. The number one force, the Akashic field. Look at this. This is like the distance between you and your knowledge of you. And it's beautiful, iridescent journey of spirit, of light, of the energies of trust and love and acceptance. It's very nice to have there. The hills are kind of rolling. Sometimes you're going up, sometimes you're going down. Sometimes you need to take a stop and relax and look around. And when you do, maybe you see the most beautiful auras in the people around you or the people that you read for. Or maybe this is a gift that's waiting or ready to emerge for you if you haven't seen them already as of yet. If not, remember, Cancer season is going to be it's going to be a strong psychic time for the collective, and people's auras they might even be shining a little bit brighter as something that you might even be able to sort of tap into. Yeah, it's a beautiful little card there, right? It definitely is a picture of the Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights. Okay, but they're just simply a metaphor for the beautiful diversity in our energies, in our etheric fields, and in Gaia's etheric field. Gaia has her own aura, and it shines brightly. And if you can align with that, it's going to be great. They dance, and sometimes they even crackle. They make a sound like an old AM radio frequency. Chanel C, hi, welcome to the program, Chanel. One more here for Yvette on the Akashic deck. Big hugs to our Aquarius friends. I hope you're well, Chanel C. Oh, Well, thank me, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done with you yet, Yvette. You got another number one. So this card was the one of forces, the number one force, the Akashic field. Look at what else you got. Number one of keys, the architect. That's some beautiful imagery there. This is the ancient wisdom of the knowledge. We call it the new age, and we call it, awakening. But some of this stuff is really ancient, and it still is really beautiful. It was just hidden over for a long time. You have amazing gifts, Yvette. I really want to give you a kick in the butt for this new moon to get up and to get going. Okay. This new moon that's coming up, for many of us, it's going to be a good opportunity to stand up and move forward on projects. Look at this. They're sitting down, they're procuring ideas, they're kind of in project management mode. They're like, how are we going to do it? Nothing's impossible. It's just about finding a way to do it. And the architect knows how. Who was it like, also maybe a bit of a Morpheus moment where you're like, I'm going to commit now. Or that simple practice is like, set an intention, but then at some point you got to get stuck in and do it. And maybe if I can offer even just a little snippet, I would say an intention that is set, then let go of the intention. Then the next time you think about your intention, do a little something. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just do a little something to show the universe that you are capable of having the intention and letting go of it, and also having the intention and then starting the first step towards it, right? Okay, so I'm manifesting the computer. Yeah, you'll get it. It'll come. Look at these ones. Look at these beginnings. It's beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, Yvette? So thanks so much. Yeah. You doing more for your friends? Excellent. Excellent. Oh. He's a day younger than I am. I was born on 11/10. Yeah, somebody else was saying TGI. Oh, it was you, Citron. Everybody, yes, excited for TGIF. Friday is typically the night that we run the midnight special program. Looking forward to doing that. Insiders, I want you to know as well, there's kind of like, there's an unboxing that's going to occur, but I don't know what deck. The deck, I haven't found out which one it is yet. Yeah, they're a cool little deck. Maybe we can read some more with the Akashic Tarot tomorrow night. We'll see how the Akashic Tarot does for relationship questions. I feel that this is nice. It's more geared toward us and in our spirit messages. I just want to check in with everybody, and then we're going to do the ritual Delo habitual. Then we'll do our crucial thanks, and that'll be a night, folks, on the 99.9. Yeah, Hippie Chick, thanks for inviting. To Freddie, thanks for the super chat. To Chanel C, I want you to give your sister a big hug for me, okay? Tell her I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at her for telling me I looked tired. And I know that I did. She wasn't the only one. I snapped at a few other people that told me I looked tired. You know, I travel 30 light years a second. Okay. Yeah, let her know that I said I'm sorry for that. Because I was tired. She wasn't wrong. I was tired. But he'll be fine. That's good. Naomi gave Gumdrop a makeover. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. And Savannah, Thanks for coming in. We'll get to more relationship questions in the future. Yes, indeed. Oh, see, she wasn't aware of it. Oh, there she is. I did. There were about 3 people over the course of those 2 days that were like, "You look really tired," and I'm like, "Yep. I live in a very arid climate. My skin gets dry, my eyes get dry, and sometimes I go hard. I really give her." So, but that's just me. That's just me being, ill-tempered about the whole thing because, you know, still just a student too. So big hugs to Nicole, Nicole and Chanel. Big hugs to Aquarius, all Aquarius, Christina, all over the world. Okay. Yeah, I laughed it off too, but it's just kind of like, mm. Maybe I'm just sensitive. Rouse 2306. Hello, the Rouse. Welcome. It's Community Appreciation Week. This is the Thursday night Akashic kickoff. Okay. Look forward to an unboxing with the tribe tomorrow night on the midnight special. Maybe we can dedicate an entire hour to ASMR. No, Nicole. You don't have to. Please express. Please share. I was just being super sensy and probably a little emo because I was tired. All right, folks, it's time. Let's get out the fire. Let's get out the leaves. Special shout out to, because I said leaves, to Leaves of Gene, another friend of the program, another member. I love the core members of our community, and I also have such a super appreciation for the fringe members of our community, the ones that vibe hard when they're here and they come and go, almost like that Aquarius energy. When they go hard, they're there, they're given there, they're in helper. They're such like the helpers of the zodiac. They will help us, and then they go hard. But then, sometimes Aquarius will withdraw, and it's okay. We wait for you, and we long for you, Aquarius, for the next time that we can connect. Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't been on late enough to wake up the other Aquarius sisters over there in the UK. Can't wait to connect with them soon. Well, look at that's just a little piece. We need a bigger one than that. Yeah. Hey, Nika Buffins. I feel like my friend is cutting me off and he's getting mad because I'm asking her questions. What's truly going on? What sign is your friend, Buffins? What sign is your friend? All right. The Scorpio. Yeah. Isn't it funny that Scorpio plays both sides of that coin? They like to be mysterious, but yet they have to get to the bottom of everything. Doesn't seem fair, does it? They could just be feeling not very self-assured. They could be feeling a little bit like they don't have any ends with you, perhaps, and they might be a little bit scared. Okay? Tati's in Honduras, Rouse. Okay. Oh yeah, and I'll give crucial thanks are coming up. This is a neat little shaped one. This one's almost like we talked about the boat for the ants the other day. This one is almost looks like a archaeological find from underneath the Sphinx or the pyramids. We had a few cards come up like that. It's something old. It's kind of a cool shaped one. So let's do that. A Bug's Life. Yes, Freddie, thank you. That's exactly where my mind was, but I didn't know where it was until you said that. Okay. All right, everyone. We released the readings for tonight, the messages for today. And you don't have to. There wasn't a lot of tarot. It was messages from Spirit. We don't necessarily have to release if we don't want to, but we're just clearing the energies for the readings tonight, okay? Oh yeah, you guys. What a great community of people. If I wasn't here for you, things would be at like 2%. Okay. It's a small one, so I just had to write a little one word. A little one word. Okay. It was a 4-letter word. All right, everyone. Let's release. Oh, more candle wax on the tablecloth. Look at that. When you get, well, how does that go? When you get to the bottom, you go back to the top of the slide and you stop and you turn and you go for a ride, and then you get to the bottom and you'll see me again. Okay, I think that's how that lyric goes. Oh, if I'm not burning my hands with the actual flames, it's the hot wax of the candle dripping all over the place. That's okay. This tablecloth takes a licking and keeps on ticking. It's the most high-tech industrious tablecloth you could find. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that one kind of burned nice. I like the little curve at the end of that. It reminded me of the slide. And then it reminded me of that, was it the Beatles or U2? The Helter Skelter song? Yeah. Yes, so do I, Saruchi. So do I. Okay. All right. And the timing is divine. Timing is divine. The tribe had a fire on the beach. We had a good old-fashioned cookout. And then right before everybody stumbled out of the Hyatt Regency and was like, there's an after party, they came running our way. We said, well, quick, put out the fire. It's time to recharge our batteries. And I want everybody to get the best rest possible and the best healing and enlightenment possible through your own practices, because we're not a strong community without each and every one of us. It's good. And people come and go. Totally get that. Totally get that. Yeah, Chanel. You guys need some big hugs. Aquarius can be too strong, especially for a young male whose mind is not even finished yet. The Aquarian energy can be way too strong. And then they end up running from it. They end up, telling themselves that they don't deserve it, or like this, that, or the other thing. They're fully, they don't know what they've got till it's gone. Right? It's just easier for them to pave paradise. He's very young. Well, of course. And that's totally fair, Nicole. You are very much allowed to do that. Because you're young. Well, we're all young. Oh, Well, when I did the monthly reading for Aquarius, of all the signs, I felt like Aquarius was kind of facing sort of the most like strict lessons from Source through this Cancer season this month. They came out with probably the most adverse spread of cards comparatively to the other signs that we read for the month of July. So I was just kind of like, Aquariuses are going to be like experiencing these like kind of pinch moments, and because they're such great helpers, and they're very aloof, and they're very like, it's not flighty in a bad way, but it's like they do their thing, but they can benefit other people's lives around them to the degree that other people will turn tail and run because they're not ready to face how amazing Aquarius is about to make the other sign's life. It can be very difficult energy to understand and to align with, especially for those that are young. That's good. That's strong emotional intelligence, Nicole. Way to go. Way to go. You need a big pat on the back. And Stacy Hart, thank you so much. Was here from the very beginning of the program. Okay. Just for the random chatter. Okay. 11 o'clock. My intention was to have this thing done by 10:30. All right. So let's get out to the crucial thanks. To Gabe, KB. I think you might have been here once before, but we have yet to connect, and I'm looking forward to doing so. Thank you for vibing out at the chat. Sorry you came in a little bit late. To Fritterly, Land of Tarot and Truth. Just the first name in a list of amazing channels that we want to shout out during Community Support and Community Awareness Week. Okay, Secret of Mana Tarot, Fritterly Land of Tarot and Truth, Cult of Destiny Tarot, 42 Quantum Tarot, Crafty Tarot, the artist formerly known as Tarot, Tati Taurus, Soul Illumination. I think Ange is going to be starting up very soon. Some of these channels are like, and of course to TL for the big Sunday night campfire that started the whole process. Please, if you're new here or vibing with the community, those are all names of people that you can check out. To Naomi and Ange and Christina, such beautiful support in the chat, especially on this channel and many of those other ones. Okay. To Chanel and Nicole all the way up there in Alaska and the land of the midnight sun. Big shout out. Thanks for dropping in tonight. It's very, very awesome to have you here. To Rouse 2306, strong friend of the channel. Thank you so much for all the vibing and viewing and hanging out with us that you do. It's always the more the merrier. Just like Robin Hood's, not Robin Hood, the more the band of merriness, right? To Citron, again, for the vibes and the newness and bringing the mindfulness up of our new viewers and our new tribe members. It just keeps growing and growing. Citron, for you got to check out this list. This was when we first started, and I literally wrote down everybody's name that came into the chat, and this was like only the first week, and people came in and they said, I have a relationship question. Can I get on the list? And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll put you on the list. And then the list got out of hand. That was just the very first week. So I want to thank you all for being here and to like the core people, the new people, the fringe people, absolutely all good. To Hippie Chick, a newfound friend in us. Okay. This is the isness of our business, and this is the usness that drives our bus through all of this. Okay. It's very good stuff. Stacy Hart for being here from the beginning. That's so great. To Saruchi Lee, thank you so much again for the super chat tonight. I love it when you ask for messages from the spirit team. Thank you for sharing love in the community. Is so great. To Buffins, just saged. Thanks, Buffins. To Freddie Rodriguez again. For the Bugs Life boat, friendly reminders, awesome vibrations coming there, Freddie. I hope that natural moment is a great one for you. I feel it's coming. Absolutely. To Eve, keeping the home fires burning and making us all hungry with her delicious uh, culinary creations. Absolutely. All right. Um, and to Steve, popped in and out tonight. Tati Torres is in Honduras. Big shout out all around the world to our friends and to our European friends that are still sleeping. To Naomi for taking Gumdrop and giving Gumdrop a makeover. To the Gumdrop itself for being the most underrated employee of the network. Okay, and underpaid. We don't pay Gumdrop a cent. He doesn't make anything. He's like an intern. Very much so. All right. We got to blast off. Yeah, it's time to hop in the light ships. Okay. Sirius, it's only 8.7 light years away. You could be there and back, before morning. It's easy. That's like the Kessel run. You can do it super quick. That was for you, Naomi. Okay. Hey, and 22 likes. Thanks, everybody. That's huge for this little program on an Akashic night. That's great. Yes, good night, everybody. Much love. We'll be back again tomorrow night, God willing. And for as many of you that can join us tomorrow night, please do. We don't have a time set. As always, we fly by the seat of our pants. Never understood that saying. Fly by the seat of your pants. What you do is just take your pants off and hold them up and then wait for the wind. I don't know. I never understood that one. But that's okay. Some things we're not meant to understand. Okay. Lots of love, everyone. Infinite blessings.